students, welcome back to our e-learning class. Today I will take class 12 economics class. So, in previous class we already discussed the three pillars of the new economic policy in 1991. What are these three pillars? Liberalization, globalization and privatization. And in shortly, I already discussed these three terms. So today we discuss briefly these three terms. Okay. So today I only discuss for the liberalization. Under this liberalization, okay. First, what is the liberalization? Liberalization means the free from the licensing system. Okay. So government they decide free from license to the all the industries or small scale industries. These are okay. So liberalization of the economy means freedom of the producing units from the direct physical control imposed by the government. So government remove this license. So under this liberalization, government takes some reforms, industrial sector reforms, then the financial reforms, then the taxation reforms, fiscal reforms. So these are. So today I only discuss two reforms, industrial sector reforms and financial sector reforms. So first one is industrial sector reforms. So under this we have some points. So first one is abolition of industrial licensing. So in July 1991, a new industrial policy was announced. It abolished the requirement of the license except some industries. So government decide they are remove the licensing from all the industry, but except some industries, which these are the liquor, cigarette, defense equipments, explosive and dangerous chemical. So only these industries government impose the license, and other industry they are removed from this licensing system. Next one, contraction of public sector. So we have seen in industrial policy resolution in 1956. So we read some schedule A, schedule B and schedule C, and this industry under the government, all the decisions are taken by the government. But after this industrial sector reforms, or in these reforms, government decide from 17 to 3 industry they reduces from the license. Okay. So under this new industrial policy, number of industries reserved for public sector was reduced from 17 to 8. So only 3 sectors they are under the government. So which are these sectors? First one is defense equipment, railways, and third one atomic energy. So these are under the public public sector, others are they are shifted to the private sector from the public sector. Next one is expansion of production capacity. So when government took the decision that there is no licensing system over the industries, so now their freedom from the licensing system, and this implied to the industrialists who take the decision how to produce and what to produce. So they are absolutely free for taking the decision. Okay, there are no pressure created by the government, so they are easily can themselves take the decision for the production process. So that's why which leads the expansion of the production capacity. Next one is the freedom to import capital goods. So under this point, there are the freedom to import the capital goods. So from the foreigners, they are interested to invest in our country. That's why increases the foreign exchange reserve. Okay, and there are some limit. Only up to the 51% they can invest in our industry or in our domestic country. Okay, so that's why after that India introduced with the new technology, new advanced technology. So that's one advantage for free to import capital goods. So see, these are under the industrial sector reforms. Now I will talk about the financial sector reforms. So obviously you can understand financial sector means with the sector which are related to the finance. Okay, so these are maybe the insurance company, banking company. So under these reforms, government want to that some bank obviously these are goes to the under the public sector, or public sector they also can open the bank under the private sector. Okay, so these are under the financial reforms. So under this financial reforms, so first one is the main point that from the first RBI was the regulator. Regulator means they are they fix for the all banks the interest rate for giving the loan, but after these reforms they convert to from regulator to the facilitator. That's why under this they not give the actual or the fixed interest rate for the all banks. That's why who are the commercial bank, private banks or other banks, they can take in their own interest rate. Okay, or they can take their own decision. So that's why you can see in our country various private banks they give the loan at the various interest rates. So these are the one freedom for the all the private banks. So and also under the financial sector they also give the encourage the foreign investor to invest our country. Free play of market force has led to emergence of private banks, both domestic as well as international. So when in our India they established some private banks, they also want to compete with some the government banks. So under by the competition they can raise their quality. Okay, so these are the one advancement for the financial sector reforms. And after these reforms, foreign institutional institute FII and merchant bankers, they are interested to invest in our country. So these are the two sector reforms. The next day I continue this class with the another reforms. So students, for today, thank you.